responding very quickly to take coverage of this important press statement that is going to be issued by the Internal Security Bureau. This press release is on the alleged random and unlawful arrest and detention of individuals. The National Security Service has shockingly learned of its alleged random arrest and detention of individuals within Juba City in regards to the just unfolded military confrontations between the government forces and the military groups known as White Army, who are allied to the SPLM-IO. Undeniably, the National Security Service, Internal Security Bureau, has arrested and detained several individuals believed to have verified links to the spiraling military confrontation that has just unfolded within the towns of Nasser and Ulan and their surroundings. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the arrest ensued after the service operatives conducted extensive intelligence pursuit to appropriate information from any individual within or out of the country that had been fueling the ongoing battle in the mentioned areas that I previously said. The obtained intelligence report, ladies and gentlemen, included substantial evidences from all contributing sources, which all of you knows the National Security Service has got the capacity, both the intelligence and human intelligence, both technical and human intelligence, which were firstly subjected to thoroughly analysis and first checking until were deemed accurate, and thus amounted to arrest and detention of the individuals, which is, on the other hand, part and parcel of the national aware is to protect the revitalized agreement on the resolutions of the conflict in the Republic of South Sudan, RSS, signed in 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition, these arrests are not targeting in nature. We are not targeting any nature, either along regional or geographical, ethnic, or political connection. It has nothing to do with that. The move is piloted as a prerogative of the National Security Service as stipulated under Section 54 and 55 of the National Security Act 2014 as amended 2024 in order to effect Section 7. Precisely, subsection 2A and C, which stated that any activity related to espionage, sabotage, terrorism, or subversion of any such activity directed against or detrimentally to the interests of the Republic of South Sudan, and any act or threat or violence or harm that is directed or intended to achieve, bring about, or promote any constitutional, whether being political, industrial, social, or economic objectives or change in South Sudan, including any conspiracies, incitement, or attempt to such threat. On that other hand, it is imperative to reiterate that South Sudan is a sovereign state. We are a sovereign state. Just like any other nation on earth that has vast right, any threat that undermines its national security. And thus, any mandated task by the National Security Service should not be termed as a random or unlawful by enemies of the state, but rather professionalism and unlawful demeanor of the institution should be considered. In this respect,
ladies and gentlemen, we want to assure the public that the National Security Service, Internal Security Bureau, and other law enforcement agents are fully aware of these developments and thus are taking all necessary but critical action, including arrests, to address the situation, and most importantly, and it is best interest of the National Security Service to ensure that any act of abuse or powers and insubordination by any law enforcement officer is unacceptable, and individuals involved will be held accountable for their actions. The safety and the security of our nation and its citizens remains our top priority, and we will not hesitate to take any decisive action to ensure the stability of the Republic of South Sudan, peace, harmony, and tranquility. Therefore, the National Security Service urges the public to remain calm and trust in the authorities to handle the matter in accordance with the law. The service appreciates your continued support and cooperation as it works towards maintaining peace and security of the Republic of South Sudan. Thank you all. I told you before that the National Security Act 2014, anybody that commits a crime or you sabotage the government or conspiracy against the state, you are liable to be arrested using Article 54 and 55 of the National Security Act, subsection 7, that can arrest anybody that commits a crime. But it's still premature for me to disclose for you the names because the investigation is still going on, and then some of them will be taken to court so that the law will take its course.
When are we expecting them to be arraigned to the court?
As soon as possible.
Do we have statistics like how many are under detention?
What is important is the arrest will still continue those who commit crimes against the state and those who conspire against the government. Those who are connected to what is going on in where the incident took place. So the arrest will continue.
But how many do you have currently? How many have been arrested?
There are a number of those who have been arrested, but soon we'll disclose after the investigation will be. We will call you, of course. Laws are written in the Ministry of Justice, and they are passed in the Parliament. National Security Service don't write laws. The Parliament has already passed the laws. So what next?
So can we say those arrested are suspects of instigating or playing a bigger part in the violence happening in Juba?
As you said. So.
Thank you. My name is Sheila Ponnie Photography. My question is regarding the incident in Gaza. We heard that the struggle of issues in Gaza take on 3 days. Why is it very difficult for national security to assume that your he was assassinated for over 3 days? Is it because that there is no power or intervention that could be a sabotage security?
What is important is we are maintaining peace and security of the country. That's number one. What is important is I want you to note this very clearly, that the spirit of implementing the RRCs said by the President that we will not take this country back to war, we are keeping it.
You are answering the side of diplomatic intervention.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you what is important for the National Security Service to do is to prevent, to curtail, and to detect the crime. But what happened in Nasser, I want you to note that very clearly, that we are implementing the agreement, the RRCs. That spirit is still there. But the question of why is it that we are not rescued very fast, that's your question. Yes, that question we will have asked those who are concerned in the field, more especially those who shoot the yellow.
Thank you.
That question we will have put to them. But we are implementing our asses to let them speak. There is no need for war. Our president said we will not take this country back to war. Anybody that threatens the security of this country will not be tolerated. Anybody that tolerated the national security of this country will not be tolerated.
But
and
how?
I mentioned to you either that we will not stop arresting those who are violating our constitutions and those who are still hostile to the implementation of the RRCs.
So those violating are from one political party.
Would this not jeopardize the peace agreement?
Nobody is above the law. The country is bigger than any individual, including the country is bigger than the RRCs. That is what is important.
Acting President Moses, first Vice President, 2 days ago, yesterday actually, on Thursday, said peace building minister Stephen Pakwal was arrested from his office with 3 officials. And the second day he was released, and he is accusing the NSS personnel of being behind the arrest. No reason was given to him, to the minister, for his arrest and his release. And he was directing his position to the NSS. What would you say to that?
This is a new thing to me, as I mentioned to you before. Nobody is above the law. If you are found committing a crime or sabotaging the government or conspiracy against this state, nobody is above the law. I mentioned it very clearly. Nobody is above the law. I may also ask you to go to the source of information and inquire as where was he arrested and why he was arrested and why he was released. This is very important to inquire from the first hand person who was being apprehended, has claimed that he was being arrested by the National Security Service. And even if the National Security Service has arrested you, we don't arrest without any substantial evidence that you commit against the state. So we consider that as one side is